Welcome back to my two videos. So in today's video, I'll be doing a technical breakdown on some major pairs like I always do. In my last two video, we talked about the DXY, right? So I think price was trading around this level, and I said if price was able to break above this key level here, so definitely we are going to be seeing further downside on the USD pairs like the Euro USD, GBPUSD, and also on the other USD pairs. And at the same time, I said if price go here, we can got a rejection of it because this was a major level, like a major key level. So definitely price might like respect it to retrace back to the downside before we have the impulsive move to the upside. And now I think price is ready to continue heading higher. So we already got the rejection of this level. So price already respects this level here. So we have a rejection of it from here. And now price have gotten into this level here. This black line was a key level, like a minor level. Got into a trend line. I'm sorry, got into a Fibonacci zone. So I'm just expecting price to break out of this trend line. So if price could break out of this trend line, so definitely the USD is definitely going to continue moving back to the upside. And if that happens, so we have, so firstly, let me delete this Fibonacci. So if price was able to break out of this resistance level, so if price break above it, so we have enough space to the upside. So we have enough space to the upside. So if price could break above it from here, so if price break higher, so we have all the space to the upside. Though we have like some minor levels around this zone, but we have some, like, we have a lot of space for price to like retrace back to the upside. So definitely if we got a breakout of this key level here, so definitely the USD pairs are going to like continue dropping back to the downside while the USD continue moving back to the upside. So that's just like my take on the DXY at the moment. So now let's talk about GBPUSD. So I think I got like some, so my first trade on GBPUSD was around this level here. So we have this. So my first trade on GBPUSD was around this level here, and I'm looking to get into the second trade after we have a break and retest of this level. So we can clearly see that this was a core high, and we have the neckline here. So we have a break of this level here, which was the neckline, and we have a retest of it. So after we have the retest of it, so I'm just going to be using a 4-hour. So we already got a retest of it, and price was like currently got injected from here, right? So after we have a break of this counter trend line, so then I'll be interested in getting into a sell trade back to the downside. So after we break this counter trend line to the downside, so then I'll be interested in getting into a sell trade from here. So but that's like something that I'm looking at on GBPUSD at the moment. So if we go to the weekly time frame, right, we see that we have this ascending trend line here. So let me draw this ascending trend line starting from here. So as price was moving to the downside, so price was definitely going to be moving to the downside, but we have this trend line here. So we have this ascending trend line here as price was moving to the downside here. So we already have the first and second touch. So obviously we are going to be coming back to the downside to come and touch it for the third touch. So if price was coming back to the downside, it's likely that price goes into the zone and then starts moving back to the upside again. So there's like a chance of price getting into the zone and then moving back to the upside. So if my first trade on GBPUSD, so I will leave it out to this key level here to the next major level, and the trade I'll be getting into around this level. So I will just have to take my profits around this zone. So in case if price wants to reverse back to the upside, but price is definitely going to be respecting this level. So it might just be like price got into it. So this is just like what I'm saying. So price might just like continue back to the downside, goes into the zone, react from it, and then still continue to drop back to the downside. But price is definitely going to be reacting from it, because if we go to the daily time frame, so this was like a demand zone on the daily, and we have it as a key level too. So it was a demand level and also a support level, and it was still at this trend line touch. So price will definitely react from here. So we are definitely going to be getting a bullish reaction from here. But if I go down to like the 3 months time frame and we look at GBPUSD, so GBPUSD have been very much bearish. So if we look at it on the 3-month time frame, so GBPUSD have been very much bearish. So the reason why I say that is, we have this high here, we have this high, we have a low, we have an equal high, we have a lower low, and we have a lower high. So we have a high, we have a low, we have an equal high, we have a lower low, because this low was still lower than all this previous low, and we have this lower high because it was still lower than this previous high. So obviously, USD was still very much bearish, and we're still going to be expecting price to continue moving back to the downside completely. So that weekly ascending trend line is likely to be broken to the downside. So looking at it on the 3 months time frame, right? So looking at this on the 3 months time frame, and also looking at this 3-month trend, so price is likely to break below and then continue heading lower. And we have this trend line here, we have this descending trend line here, we have the first touch here, we have the second touch, and we have the third touch. So price seems to break above it here, but now price is trading below it. And if we go to like the monthly time frame, so if I show it on the monthly time frame, even after price break this trend line, price still respects it. So now price are broken above it. So if I go down to maybe I think the weekly time frame, you could see that price still respects it at the third touch of it. So this shows that price is definitely respecting this trend line. So price is respecting this trend line a lot. So this was it. So price is respecting the trend line. So we have the third touch of it around this level. And let me just, so we have the trend line, and also we have a Fibonacci at this zone, not just a trend line alone. So we have a Fibonacci too, and also we have this market structure. So I'm still very much bearish on GBPUSD, to be honest. So price is still definitely going to be rolling back to the downside. So I'm just like worried about that weekly key level, like about that weekly Fibonacci. I'm sorry, about that weekly, what's it called? That weekly Fibonacci. Sorry, that weekly trend line. Yeah. So if price could break above it, if price could break below it, so then we are going to be getting a further setback to the downside. But in a situation whereby price got into that zone, so we might just be having like a retracement back to the upside. So maybe a little pullback back to the upside. And so what we have here is just like we have the 78.6 Fibonacci level aligning with this key level here. So though price break above this key level here, price broke above the key level, break above the Fibonacci level too. But if we go down to the daily time frame, we could see that price retest it as price was going back to the downside. So this was what I was saying. Like, so as price was moving to the upside, so price break it to the upside, but as price was coming back to the downside, so this is where like I got like my first entry on GBPUSD. As you can see, as price was moving back to the downside, we have a retest of this key level, and also we have a retest of this Fibonacci level, and we already got this trend line touch already. So that's why I'm more bearish on GBPUSD. So this was all pointing to the downside. So looking at this on the 3-month, on the monthly, so it was clearly pointing to the downside. So what I'm just like worried about is just like the weekly trend line that I just talked about. So if price could like take it out as price was pointing to the downside, so definitely we are going to be rolling back to the downside. So this was like a major demand zone here. So if I go down to the daily time frame, so we have like a key level here. So this was a demand zone here. Looking at how price respects it here, so price is definitely going to react at this zone. So that's why I said if I got into a trade here, if I go into my second position here, so as price got into this level, so I'll be like closing out this second trade, and I'll just like this first trade to keep running back into this next major level. So that's just like how I'm looking to trade JPUSD. So it's very simple. If price continue moving back to the downside, like if we continue getting a setback to the downside, so definitely the second trade will be closed here, while the first trade will be closed at the next major level. And the reason why for that is because, you know, if price wants to retrace back to the upside, so I think this was around the third touch of the trend line, of the weekly trend line. If price continues back to the downside, so let's say the trend line and this key level intersect around this level, so price might respect it and continue back to the upside. So we might get a pullback, maybe back into somewhere here, or maybe at the middle point of this level here. But if I close out this trade, so I will already be out of the market, even if price like retreats back into this level somewhere around there. So I'll be out of the market, and the position I'm in here will still be active. So I'll just like leave it active and then just close the one I'm in around this level. So that's just like how I'm looking to trade JPUSD. So it's very simple. The 3-month and the 3-monthly time frame is still very much to the downside. So we have this trend line here, we have this descending trend line here. So we go here, and also we have this Fibonacci, and we have this key level here. So everything was clearly pointing to the upside on the higher time frame. So just the weekly time frame that we have in this, so just on the weekly time frame that we have this ascending trend line, so that we're expecting price to touch for the third time. So if price touches for the third touch, and also if it's aligned with this key level, so definitely price is going to be respecting it around this zone. So that's why I said like price will definitely be reacting at this level. So that's just like my outlook on JPUSD. So price is definitely going to be reacting from here. So if you are like in a position maybe from here or from here, so just like take partial profits and also just like lock in some profits and move stop loss to break even. So that's just like how to trade JPUSD, because price is definitely going to be reacting at this zone before dropping back to the downside here. So that's just like how I'm looking to trade JPUSD. So now let's look at EURUSD. So EURUSD have not been like big operating, so I still want price to continue. So after we have a break of this zone, so I want price to continue to have a retest of it. So after we have a break, I want a retest for me to sell, but we did not got the retest here. So I'm just waiting for price to like So I'm still waiting for price to continue moving back to the downside, honestly. So if price could continue moving back to the downside and then start trading below this level, so I'll be interested in getting into a sell trade. So after we have a break of this counter trend and also price start trading below this level, so I'll be interested in getting into a sell trade. So if price was moving back to the downside, if we could have a break of this trend line here and also price start trading below here, so I'll be looking to get into a sell trade. So that's just like how I'm looking to trade EURUSD. So there's nothing much going on EURUSD. So I've talked about like EURUSD analysis. I've talked about it in the last two videos. So what I'm just saying is that how I'm going to be getting into this trade is after we have a break of this key level here and also a break of this counter trend line. So I'll be interested in getting into a sell trade on EURUSD. So that's just like how I'm looking to trade EURUSD at the moment. So now let's talk about, okay. So currently I'm looking at NAS100. So I got this bullish movement on the daily time frame. So price was bullish on the daily time frame. So the overall time frame, the weekly, the monthly was very clearly to the upside. So we have a bullish trend. So just that the daily trend is the one that we can trade at the moment. So we have the bullish trend on the monthly, weekly, and also on the daily. But the one that we can clearly see and we can trade is the daily time frame. So that's just like why I'm looking to trade it on the daily time frame here. So we have this upward trend here. We have this ascending trend line, and so we have this level here. So we have a high and we have a low here, and we have this key level here, the daily level here. So based on how price got rejected here, and also based on how price respected here, and as price was still like going back to the downside, so price still respected at this zone. So now we have a touch of this trend line, and if I draw my Fibonacci from here, this was still in line with the Fibonacci level. I think the 70.6 Fibonacci level, yeah. So this was still in line with the 70.6 Fibonacci level. So price retraces back into this key level, this trend line here, this daily level, and the 70.6 Fibonacci level. So this was like a very high probability trade. So I'm more interested in getting into this trade, right? So when the markets open, I'll be more interested in getting into this trade, and I'll be sending out the signal to my Telegram channel. So if you want to join like the Telegram channel where I send out my free signal, so there will be a link in the description of this video. So just click the link to join the Telegram channel. So that's just it. So on NAS100 on Nasdaq, so we already got a retracement back into a key level, like a daily level, back into a trend line, back into the 70.6 Fibonacci level. So I see no reason why price should not continue back to the upside. Though I'm more worried about this level here because as price retraces back into this zone, so we're expecting price to create a higher high up for price to create an equal high, but we have a lower high here because this high was still lower than this previous high. So we have a lower high. So this got me worried. So but I'm still going to get into this trade regardless. So when the markets open, I'll be sending out the signal. So how I'm going to get into the trade. So I'll be sending it out to my Telegram channel. So for you to take an advantage of this setup, so you can just like click the link in the description of the video. So just to join the Telegram channel. So that's just like how I'm looking at NAS100 at the moment. So just surprised I've gotten into my zone, right? So I'm just expecting price to like. So there's nothing much going on it, to be honest, but so I'll just like sending out the signal when it's time to go into the trade. So I'll still be looking at it very much carefully. So when it's time to go into the trade, so I'll be sending out the signal. So that's just it. So now let's look at USD CAD. So USD CAD have been very much bullish. So looking at it on the higher time frame, so we can look at it on the monthly or the 3 month. So price have been very much bullish to the upside. So price have been very much bullish. So we have this ascending trend line here. So price was moving to the upside, clearly moving to the upside here. So if I draw my Fibonacci from here, so if I draw out my Fibonacci, so I think it was still in line with the so I think with the 61.8 Fibonacci line here. So yeah, so price got into the Fibonacci zone. So my price was not like moving to the upside. But what I just want to talk about is how I'm looking to get into a buy trade. So I'm already on a buy trade already, but so there was like an opportunity for me on USD CAD. So that's just like what I want to talk about in today's video. So we have this ascending trend line here, and we have now price break it to the downside, start trading below it, and now when price start trading above it here, you can see that after price start trading above this trend line here, we have a retest of it and also a retest of this key level. So we have a retest of the trend line and also we have a retest of this key level. So this is just like what I'm saying, right? So as price was moving back to the downside, so you can see that after price break above here, we have a retest and then price start moving back to the upside. So I got into a buy trade, I think somewhere around here. So now I'm looking to go into another trade. So we have this key level here that price like got rejected from at this point, and now price is trading above it, and we have a retest of it here. So and also looking at this daily trend, like we are having series of higher highs and higher lows. So we have a high here, we have a higher high, we have a higher low, we have a high, and we have, so this might be a potential higher low. So price might just go here and continue back to the upside, since this was a key level and price have touched this key level here. So I see no reason why price should not continue back to the upside. So as long as the DXY still continue pushing back to the upside, so all these USD based pair will still like continue moving with DXY. So just like what I'm just saying is that if price got into this zone, so it's likely that we continue seeing a further movement to the upside from here. So how I'm looking to trade this move is, so if I go down to the 4-hour time frame, so we have this trend line here. So we have this descending trend line, like we have a counter trend line here that I'm expecting price to break. So if we could have, like if price could break this counter trend line, so I'm interested in getting to a buy trade on USDCAD. So we already have, as you can see, so after price start trading above this key level and also above this trend line, we have a retest of it and price pushed to the upside, and after that we got a retracement back into this zone. So I'm just expecting price to like break a counter trend line here. So after we have a break of this counter trend line, so then I'll be interested more in getting into a buy trade on it. So that's just like my outlook on USDCAD. So as long as price was able to break above this level, so then I'll be more interested in getting into a buy trade. So that's just like how I'm looking at USDCAD at the moment. So I want to talk about Bitcoin really quick. So now let's talk about like how price was moving. So my analysis on Bitcoin was very simple. So I'm just expecting price to retrace back into this zone, right? So I'm expecting, if I go down to the weekly time frame, so I'm expecting price to retrace back into its trend line level. So this was how I'm looking at Bitcoin at the moment, right? So we have this ascending trend line here. So we have the touches here, we have a touch here, we have a touch here. So now I'm expecting price to retrace back to the downside, back into this zone. So for price to retrace back into this trend line level to touch it, and also for price to touch this key level to see how price got ejected from here. So I'm expecting price to go into this key level area, go into this trend line area, and also if possible the 78.6 Fibonacci level too. So I got Fibonacci level here too. So if price retraces back into this zone and also into the Fibonacci level, so then I'll be expecting a buy from here. So I think this is around like $86 per coin, or around $85 per coin. So if price could go into this level here, so we might be expecting a buy from Bitcoin if this level holds, right? So we are going to be expecting a buy from here. So what I'm just expecting on Bitcoin is just for price to go into this one. So we have a key level here, we have a trend line, we have a Fibonacci here too. So if price go like continue back to the downside, so I'll be expecting price to go into this one before I start looking for buying opportunity on it. So that's just like how I'm looking to trade Bitcoin at the moment. So I'm just expecting price to go into this zone. So after price got into this zone, so I'll be more interested in getting into a buy trade. So it's just going to be like this. So after price got into here, so then I'll be interested in getting into a buy trade. So that's just like my outlook on Bitcoin at the moment. So that's just like how I'm looking to trade Bitcoin. So after a break and then price reacts from here, so I'll be more interested in getting into a buy trade on it. So that's going to be it for today's video. So like I just said on GBPUSD, so let me just like quickly talk about it before I end today's video. So we have this. So on GBPUSD, looking at it on the 3-month time frame, right? So we have this descending trend line here. So we have a first touch here, we have a second touch, and we have the third touch. And I think that's like the reason why they're having this downward movement in price. So, and also we have based on this market structure on the 3-month here, we have a equal high here because this high was like still equal to this previous high. So we have an equal high, we have a lower low, and we have a lower low here, and we have a lower high here because this high was still lower than this previous high. So obviously this was still a bearish, like this was still like a bearish structure on the 3-month time frame, and price got into this trend line level for the third touch, and also price was still respecting the 70.6 Fibonacci level and also a major key level at this point. So I see no reason why GBPUSD should not continue dropping back to the downside. But as price was moving to the downside, if price got into this zone, so we are going to be having a reaction at this zone. There will be like a price reaction from this level. So price will definitely react from this level. So that's why I said if you are in a trade and as price was moving back to the downside, so if price gets into this zone, so take partial profit and stop loss to break even, or you can decide to close out the trade at this point because price will definitely react from it. But for me, I'll be holding one of my trade. I'll be holding it to the next major level around this level here. But I will close one of my trade as price gets into this zone. So I will close out one of my trade and then leave the other one to run to this key level here. So this was just like how I'm looking to trade GBPUSD. So as long as price continue drawing back to the downside, so we have no issue. But price is definitely going to be reacting from the, so price is definitely going to be reacting from this black line, which was a key level, like a demand level, and also this ascending trend line. So price will definitely be going to be reacting from it. So this is just like how I'm looking at it. So as price was moving to the downside, if price go here, so if price reacts, so then I'll just like close out one of my trade and then leave the other one to continue running as price break below here. And if price even break below here, we are still going to be getting another opportunity to sell. Let's say as price was moving to the downside. So as price was moving to the downside from here, if price continue moving back to the okay. So if price continue back to the downside and we have a break of this level here, price was moving to the downside and we have a break of this level. So definitely we are going to be having a break of this level and we are going to be having a retest of it to sell back to the downside. So this is just like how I'm looking to trade GBPUSD. So as price, so this is what I was talking about. So as price was moving to the downside and we have a break of it. So after we got the retest, so then we are going to be getting another opportunity to get into a sell trade. So that's just it. So after we have a break of it, we're going to have a retest and then a opportunity to sell back to the downside again. So that's just like how I'm looking to get into a trade. So that's going to be the end of today's video. So I will catch you guys in my next video. So